Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. I'm your host, Ellen, and today we have 100 questions on general knowledge. Let's take a look at our Quiz Class awards. Let us know how you rank in the comments at the end, along with the answer to the bonus question. And let's begin. What flower family do daffodils belong to? Crucifers, dogbanes, or Narcissus? Narcissus. How many Academy Awards did Honora win in 2025? 3, 4, or 5? 5. What denomination are the majority of Muslims worldwide? Bektashi, Shia, or Sunni? Sunni. What beverage is the brand Lavazza? Mineral water, coffee, or tea? Coffee. In which month of 2025 is Canada's general election? No later than September, no later than October, or no later than November? No later than October. What shape is a paddle hairbrush? Rectangle, oval, or square? A rectangle. Which artist presented Beyoncé with the Grammy Award for Country Album of the Year in 2025? Shania Twain, Faith Hill, or Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift. How do pests respond to citronella? Being repelled, being paralyzed, or being killed? Being repelled. What honorific title does British entrepreneur and perfumer Jo Malone have? Lady, Duchess, or Dame? Dame. What virus killed actor Gene Hackman's wife in February 2025? Lyme disease, rabies, or hantavirus? Hantavirus. In which country did the Rulaizong cult originate? Taiwan, China, or South Korea? Taiwan. What is the longest road in the world? Trans-Canada Highway, Trans-Siberian Highway, or Pan-American Highway? The Pan-American Highway. Which is not a Cadbury product? Curly Wurly, Milky Way, or Cream Egg? Milky Way. In which country are the rock formations Uluru and the 12 Apostles? New Zealand, Australia, or Papua New Guinea? Australia. Which country surrounds Lesotho? South Africa, Botswana, or Namibia? South Africa. Which calendar does the Roman Catholic Church follow? Latin, Roman, or Gregorian? Gregorian. Which U.S. president gave the Ich bin ein Berliner speech in the 1960s? John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, or Richard Nixon? John F. Kennedy. What Unicode action led to emojis becoming popular in the 2010s? Encoding in the Unicode rules, encoding in the Unicode principles, or encoding in the Unicode standard? Encoding in the Unicode standard. What is a yak? A horn-mounted wildebeest, an alpine goat, or a long-haired domestic cow? A long-haired domestic cow. Where is the longest rock reef in North America? North Cape Prince Edward Island, Vancouver Island, or Ellesmere Island? North Cape Prince Edward Island. What lake does Evian Water bottle its water near? Lake Annecy, Lac de Bourget, or Lake Geneva? Lake Geneva. What doesn't a cold water droplet freeze onto to become a snowflake? A leaf, pollen, or a dust particle? A leaf. What event triggered the 1982 Israeli invasion of Lebanon? Disruption of military, attempted assassination, or suicide bombing? Attempted assassination. What is a large gathering of scouts and/or Girl Guides? Rally, bush bash, or jamboree? A jamboree. What base is used for fountain pen ink? Oil, water, or wax? Water. What is a bowler hat known as in the US? Derby, trilby, or fedora? Derby. Which country serves plav? Uzbekistan, Pakistan, or Afghanistan? Uzbekistan. What parallel is the boundary between the US and Canada? The 29th, the 39th, or the 49th? The 49th. When do people experience neuroocular syndrome? During scuba diving, during plane travel, or during spaceflight? During spaceflight. Which technology company operates the tool Grok AI? OpenAI, Stability AI, or xAI? xAI. What flavor of cookie is a Jaffa cake? Chocolate and orange, chocolate and vanilla, or chocolate and strawberry? Chocolate and orange. What material was Pinocchio made from? Tin, wood, or porcelain? Wood. Which is not a type of bookbinding? Saddle stitch, board book, or clasp check? Clasp check. What is an UGG a type of? Earring, sweater, or shoe? A shoe. Which war was the Battle of Megiddo, fought during? World War I, World War II, or Jebel Akhdar War? World War I. Where does a croupier work? Court, bakery, or casino? A casino. What are small black lentils nicknamed? Beluga, poppy seed, or chocolate chip? Beluga. What was the first country to have a woman elected president? Iceland, Japan, or New Zealand? Iceland. During which century did the U.S. military-industrial complex begin? The 18th, the 19th, or the 20th? The 18th. In which U.S. city is the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum? Memphis, New York City, or Nashville? Nashville. What do numbers on the opposite side of a die always add up to? 5, 6, or 7? 7. Which company wasn't part of Verizon Wireless coming to market in 2014? Virgin, Verizon, or Vodafone? virgin. Who is the principal director of the Severance television series? Ben Stiller, John Hamm, or Adam Scott? Ben Stiller. Which was not a Nobel Prizes field until 1968? Literature, peace, or economics? Economics. What craftspeople were referred to as geese? Tailors, smiths, or bakers? Tailors. What part of the U.S. does the po' boy sandwich originate from? Louisiana, Georgia, or Alabama? Louisiana. Which country's team is not automatically qualified for the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Brazil, Mexico, or Canada? Brazil. How long does the human heart stop during a sneeze? A microsecond, a millisecond, or a second? A microsecond. What country is home to the Bagha boat? The Philippines, Thailand, or Cambodia? The Philippines. In the states of matter, what is plasma? Fourth, fifth, or sixth? Fourth. Question 51. What form of writing does a tercet belong to? Speech writing, journalism, or poetry? Poetry. Which city is at the northernmost end of the Icefields Parkway in Alberta, Canada? Banff, Lake Louise, or Jasper? Jasper. What is the Cupar Wallway in Belfast known as? Gaelic Wall, Music Wall, or the Peace Wall? Peace Wall. What is the Moscow Exchange known as? RSCX, MICEX, or RICEX? MICEX. What material is used for an oil painting? Linen, canvas, or leather? Canvas. What hairstyle is Condé Nast Global Chief Content Officer Anna Wintour's signature? A bob, a perm, or asymmetric? Bob. What empire was chariot racing a popular sport in? Byzantine, Babylonian, or Egypt? Byzantine. Which country has the most islands? Japan, Sweden, or Indonesia? Sweden. Who does not have a television talk show in 2025? Kelly Clarkson, Drew Barrymore, or Ellen DeGeneres? Ellen DeGeneres. Question 60. Which is not a type of microphone? Small diaphragm condenser, medium diaphragm condenser, or large diaphragm condenser? Medium diaphragm condenser. Which company began its book fairs in 1981? Allen and Unwin, Penguin Random House, or Scholastic? Scholastic. Where is the world's longest boardwalk? Brighton, Melbourne, or Atlantic City? Atlantic City. What is a shorthand for working an overnight shift? Sleeper, graveyard, or night owl? Graveyard. What is film director J.J. Abrams' musician daughter's name? Gracie, Lucy, or Maisie? Gracie. What color isn't on the logo for social media company X? Blue, black, or white? Blue. Which cyclone hit the east coast of Australia in March 2025? Alan, Alfred, or Albert? Alfred. Which continent is the tamarind plant native to? Asia, Africa, or Australia? Africa. What ocean is the Bay of Bengal part of? The Pacific, the Indian, or the Atlantic? The Indian Ocean. What is used to open champagne bottles at French weddings? Hatchet, sword, or dagger? A sword. Question 70. Where is the Crazy Horse Memorial under construction in the U.S.? Wisconsin, South Dakota, or Montana? South Dakota. What was the first Mr. Men children's book character created? Mr. Tickle, Mr. Scamper, or Mr. Cough? Mr. Tickle. Which mathematical symbol is the obulus? Multiplication, addition, or division? Division. What was the #1 Billboard year-end Hot 100 single of 1990? Wilson Phillips' Hold On, Roxette, It Must Have Been Love, or Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You? Wilson Phillips' Hold On. Which brain tumor can grow in 3 to 6 months? Astrocytoma, meningioma, or glioblastoma? Glioblastoma. What is the technical definition of mercury? Liquid, metal, or gas? Metal. What color is the blood of insects? Blue, red, or yellow? Yellow. Where was the Dhaka garment factory collapse in 2013? Cambodia, Pakistan, or Bangladesh? Bangladesh. What is the longest river in Idaho? Snake River, Bear River, or Wolf River? Snake River. Where does the philosophical system Taoism that emphasizes harmony with nature originate from? Mongolia, China, or Nepal? China. Which planet in our solar system has the most moons? Jupiter, Neptune, or Saturn? Saturn. What cocktail containing strawberries and cucumber is associated with the Wimbledon tennis tournament? Aperol Spritz, Pim's Cup, or a Sangria Blanca? Pim's Cup. Which craft requires purling and casting? Crochet, knitting, or embroidery? Knitting. What is Rachel's last name in the television series Friends? Green, black, or brown? Green. What type of reed is used for an oboe? Single, double, or triple? Double. Which direction do you abseil? Upward, sideways, or downward? Downward. Where are the catacombs of Qom el Shokafa? Turkey, Egypt, or Iraq? Egypt. What is the main color of a ragdoll cat? Gray, white, or black? White. What was Pluto demoted to in 2006? Exoplanet, moon, or dwarf planet? Dwarf planet. Where in the body is the stapes bone? Ear, foot, or hand? Ear. Which is not a type of camera? Analog, mirrorless, or compact? Analog. Question 91. Who is nicknamed the Sage of Omaha? Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, or Larry Ellison? Warren Buffett. What was an Olympic medal previously awarded for as long as it was sports related? Economics, cooking, or architecture? Architecture. What is the Thar Desert also known as? Great Indian Desert, Great Asian Desert, or the Great Gobi Desert? The Great Indian Desert. What is a votive a kind of? Candle, lamp, or vase? A candle. What does the name Zara mean in Arabic? Radiance, moonlight, or dawn? Radiance. Where is the lambada dance from? Peru, Brazil, or Argentina? Brazil. Where does benthic exploration go? Into caves, into the deep sea, or to the poles? Deep sea. Which film was not directed by Bong Joon-ho? Arrival, Parasite, or Snowpiercer? Arrival. How many symbols are on the Temu e-commerce logo? 4, 8, or 16? 4. What part of a sewing machine is used to finish a hem? Rolled hem presser foot, sealed hem presser arm, or closed hem presser hand? The rolled hem presser foot. And for our bonus question, which classic Disney film was re-released as a live action in 2025? Let us know the answer in the comments, and also how well you did with our quiz class Einstein rewards. Thanks for playing, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.